My brother, if you can just give me 10, 15, 20 minutes of your time, I can guarantee you this addiction, by the end of this video, will be gone. It will be vanished from your life, or you'll be doing it 10 times less than you normally do. And I can make that promise to you if you just log in, do yourself a favor, and just implement the things I'm gonna tell you. This applies to everybody. It doesn't matter if you do this once every 30 days, once a day, 3 or 4 times a day, it doesn't matter, okay? This applies to everybody. And as you can see, we're gonna be using a house to represent this. When your house collapses, that is an equivalent of a relapse. So our goal today is to ensure that this house does not collapse due to wind, hurricanes, floods, natural disasters. I'm gonna explain to you how you can quit this stuff like you're a 5-year-old, okay? Let's get straight into it. I'm not here to waste your time. My camera's on like 10%. We need to do this quick. Now, most of you have just built this house. There's nothing to hold it up. The first thing that you need when you're building a strong house that's not gonna get affected by external things such as wind, you need to build a foundation. Some of you already have this foundation. I'll get to you in a minute. Let's start with the boys who are new to this. You need to build this foundation. Now, what is a foundation in real life? A foundation is your reason for quitting, the reason why you want to quit watching porn. I want you to ask yourself right now, why did I click on this video? Yeah, why do I want to quit watching porn? How is this affecting my life? You need this, okay? You need this reason. If you don't have it, click off this video and go and do some journaling, yeah? Once you have this reason, let's say that this is affecting your confidence with women, right? You need to ask yourself, how will no confidence with women affect my life negatively? If you have no confidence to go out there and talk to girls, you may never find your dream wife. If you never find your dream wife, you'll never be able to start your own family. You'll never be able to have a kid, yeah? Imagine the pain of that. That pain is so much scarier than being absent from porn. You need to find this pain and you need to, replace the pleasure of 2 or 3 seconds of busting a nut with a lifelong pleasure of starting a family. That might be a reason for you quitting. Another reason might be making money. It doesn't matter. Find your reason. Now, once you have your reason, most of you, I would say most of you watching this video, have your foundation, you have your goal, you have your reason for quitting, but it's not strong enough. What you need to do is build a foundation under the foundation or build a foundation on the foundation. Let's say you have to set an ambitious goal. The more ambitious your goal, the more porn's probably going to affect actually achieving that. So the bigger your foundation probably is. Let's say you want to be a millionaire in 3 years' time. Millionaire, 3 years' time. Okay, you have your reason, you want to retire your parents, you want to retire your family, you want to have location freedom, time freedom, you want to do what you love every single day. These are all your reasons, okay? And porn is holding you back from doing that because you keep waking up late, you have no social skills, you can't network with people, you can't put quality time into your business, so many reasons. Because you're distracted by fucking booty and ass. I meant to say boobs and ass, but that's fine. Let's say you want to be a millionaire in 3 years' time. I'm not a big fan of this, but what you can do is just go and tell your parents, I'm going to retire you in 3 years. Go and tell your friends, I'm going to be a millionaire in 3 years' time. Hear them doubt you. Tell social media, I'm going to be a millionaire in 3 years' time. You tell your parents, boom. You tell your friends, boom. There is so much pressure on you to not watch this shit because it's holding you back from being that person, right? You make this stronger. These are like your individual goals. Yeah, like to retire your family. You've told your parents, you told your friends, you told social media. You have to do this now. That is just an example, okay? You might add to your foundation in a different way. Doesn't necessarily mean telling people. It doesn't mean that. Find a way to make this stronger. Put pressure on yourself. You need a little bit. If you have been struggling with this shit for years upon years, bro, nothing changes if nothing changes. Simple. Nothing changes if nothing changes. You need to add something to this. Just experiment. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Tell your parents, I don't know, you're gonna be a millionaire in 3 years, and if you don't like the idea, tell them it's a joke tomorrow. Just see, okay? These are just examples of that. So, you've got your foundation. That's all good. You got that? Now, what's this? These are the actions you put in place every single day, which is stemmed from this. So you need to create this before you create this. So many of you create this, which is your actions, your habits, before you create this. It doesn't work. If you don't have this, you might stay consistent for a day. You might have a really good day. You might have a productive day. You wake up at 5:30, you hit a workout, you go and cold approach some women, you work on your business for a couple of hours, you study for a couple of hours, but you can't keep this up for a couple of days. You go 2-3 days of consistency and then you give up. So the best advice I can give you, once you have built your foundation, build a house that is directly related to the foundation. It's not, your foundation isn't really small, but then your house is really big. Your foundation isn't very big, but then your house is really small. You want it to match, okay? If you want to be a millionaire in 3 years' time, spend more time trying to make money. And your second goal is to get a girlfriend. Spend less time trying to get a girlfriend and more time trying to make money. That's how you do it. It needs to reflect what's on the bottom. Yeah? Simple. That's really it. That's really all you need here. Now, what most of you do, when this wind comes along, tries to fuck you up, put you in a slump. Yeah? What most of you do, what I've done so many times, it's really normal. You will have one relapse. You will relapse once. And this wind will take out one window. One window represents one relapse, okay? And let's say like 6 or 7 relapses represents your whole house collapsing, okay? Just because a window breaks doesn't mean you ruin your whole progress. Just because you relapse at 3 p.m. doesn't mean you relapse 3 or 4 times a day. 3 or 4 times that day, and then you do it tomorrow and you do it the next day and you go the whole week being lazy. No, just because one window cracks doesn't mean you collapse your whole house, all right? You learn why this broke. Why did it break? Why did the wind hit this instead of this? Why did the wind hit this window instead of this door? You might have had an unproductive day because of external circumstances. Maybe your foundation was strong, but something else caused you to relapse. That's fine. All you can do is learn from it. Now, you kind of have to, ignore the house concept for this one. Let me stand in the middle. You kind of have to ignore the house concept for this. But when you do encounter an urge, you have a gust of wind, you have a hurricane, however strong the urge is. A hurricane is a really strong urge. Look, if your house is built strong enough, you're fine. But once you encounter this, I want you to observe the wind. I want you to observe the disaster that's about to collapse your house. Okay, can you control this? This is where the house example doesn't really matter. It doesn't really, align. Can you control the root cause of the urge? Okay, you might get an urge because your family are having problems and you're stuck in your room all day. You don't even want to go out. Yeah, because your family is constantly fighting. You can't necessarily control that. Something you can control is you waking up at 7 a.m. instead of 5 a.m. like you said. That's something you can control. So I want you to separate your urges. What's causing the urges? Can you control them? Can I not control them? Something you cannot control is just urges out of nowhere. They just pop up in your mind. Your favorite videos, they just pop up in your mind and you want to go and do them. You want to go and watch them. If you can control it, change it. Simple. Change it. Do something about it, bro. It's the best advice I can give you. If you can't control it, I know it sounds really selfish and just really just shit, but it's true. You need to learn to live with it. You need to learn to cope with it. I know it's really bad, especially if you're in a dark space. I know, bro, I've been through it. All right, I've been through it. Not probably what some of you guys have been through, but I've definitely had urges that have come from just a dark place in my life. I know what it's like, bro, but you need to have this house built and you need to transmute this energy that you're getting, this, this dark feeling, this depression, this sadness, whatever it is, and you just need to try your best to creating a better house, bro. That's what you need. That's what you need to do. All right, you've got your foundation, you've got your goals. I hope this makes sense. I'm trying to explain this as simple as I can for you, okay? Now, my camera's on 3%, so we have to hurry up. Last thing I want to tell you that is very, very important, and it applies to this and this. Your urges, one of the reasons your urges are so strong is because you put so much pedestal on porn. You put it up here, even though it's not even that good, it's not even enjoyable. Are you smiling while you're jacking off? Are you smiling while you're busting a nut? Are you smiling while you're watching two people do it? No, you're not, okay? You don't actually enjoy it. It is just a perfect way to escape how you're feeling. That's it. It's a perfect way for 90% of people, it is a perfect way to escape what you're feeling, okay? So, I want you to change your perspective on this stuff. It's not actually enjoyable. When you go and do it, you're not actually having a good time. You're just escaping from whatever you're feeling. And it's a perfect way to forget about everything. You're not thinking about anything else while you're watching that stuff, are you? But if you go for a run, which is another term of, escaping from your thoughts are still there, okay? So look at porn as just that, a source of escape. How can we escape a different way? Exercise is a perfect example, but a perfect example is habits that align with your foundation, align with your goals. These are perfect ways to escape these thoughts. Or what you can do is you can observe these thoughts. You can dive into a meditation, okay? Really observe them. I can't go deeper than this because my camera is about to die, but you get my point. You can reduce the power of these urges by simply changing your perspective on corn, bro. It's a dark industry, it's not good, okay? And you're just feeding that every time you watch it. You're only making it more popular. I know some of you are Christian and your main motivator to not watch that stuff is because it's a sin. Perfect, bro. How does not sinning affect your life positively? You probably already know. You need to go deep into this. As I said here, this is 95% of this video. All this shit comes with it if this is strong. So focus 95% of your attention here. That's how I quit. That's how I went from watching it 3 or 4 times a day to going over 1,000 days without this stuff. Okay? Of course, there's little psychological tricks you can do. There's science behind certain things, but this is 95% of what you need to know. All right? Much love, brother. Go out there and crush it. And I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.